Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an unfortunate video here today. I'm going to be talking about the very weird situation that's currently going on right now between the Trump campaign, the Democrats, and Iran. And now you've got grand jury indicting multiple Iranians on charges related to hacking Trump's campaign, and they're blaming them for this. And of course, I don't know anyone that would really trust that this is how this actually went down. Many people believe that Democratic operatives, people fed, these people information. So then if Trump actually gets assassinated, because we've been hearing a lot that Iran doesn't like Trump, they're against him. And like I've said, the worst case scenario when it comes to this entire thing, obviously, Trump getting killed, that is the worst scenario. There's no doubt about it. But if Iran, they blame it on Iran, liberals can say our hands are clean. And now we've got a bunch of people angry at a Middle Eastern country, and Trump is dead. And so we're basically all screwed at that point. And we would already be screwed, but it seems like there's just so much with this. Like what? It's almost like they're prepping us for something, it feels like, with all of this information coming out with Trump's campaign being hacked. By the way, what I think they're going to do with this whole hack, and apparently there was something with JD Vance that got released by a reporter, and the reporter completely doxed Vance. And then the liberals tried making him the victim, like, oh my God, how dare Elon Musk? I thought he loved free speech. Well, yeah, the dude doxed JD Vance and released the last four digits of his social security. It's not, when you dox addresses, of course they think they can do it and get away with it. That's not allowed. You can't do that. But they think they can just get away with it and do whatever they want. But that breaks terms and conditions when it comes to X, I believe. So he got suspended for that, the liberal reporter that broke it. And this is all coming from the hack. But there was some type of dossier with Vance. But my guess is how they're going to use this hack. They're going to probably make something up about Trump. It's very important that people understand when it comes to any of these October surprises. Trump has already run 2 presidential campaigns. This is his third. Number 3, meaning they vetted the hell out of Trump, and obviously they think he's the devil. They think he's Hitler. If they would have found something, it would have already been used. So I'm guessing they'll probably make something up, say they found it in the hack that was done by Iran. That's who they're blaming for this. And then it's like this horrible thing against Trump when really they just made it up. Why would they have anything on Trump? They didn't have anything in 2020 when he ran against Biden. So now they're going to have something. It's probably going to be something that they make up. And it's very important people understand that. Again, Trump's ran. This is his third time. This is Kamala's first. Now, sure, she was VP, but that's a completely different process in terms of a target. I mean, they really didn't even target Kamala Harris that much in the 2020 campaign, obviously with her being the VP. But in this situation, I think they might try and hide something up their sleeve and then say, oh, we got this huge information regarding Trump, this bombshell, and try and make it an October surprise when really they made it up. And then they say, oh, we got it from the hack. This is all complete bullshit. It's funny how the campaign gets hacked, but not Harris's. We've also got this. It was reported that 9 surface-to-air missiles entered the U.S. through the New Mexico border port of entry. The intended recipients of these weapons are 3 teams operating within the U.S. who intend to target President Trump's airplane. So obviously, if this is true, this is more crazy stuff when it comes to them trying to assassinate Trump. And then we think they're possibly going to try and blame Iran, and that's how they would do it. So this is all horrible stuff, and we hope none of this is true, and we hope nothing happens. Obviously, Trump had the second assassination attempt against him. That did seem maybe like a little bit of a different scenario where the dude was the dude was a complete whack job who tried to recruit. I don't know, man. Really nothing when it comes to any of these stories. You really can't believe the actual official story on any of this stuff. I mean, with crooks, it's 10 times worse. I guess the Secret Service just had an off day. Yeah, they almost had Trump's. They almost allowed Trump's head to be blown off. They just had an off day, guys. It's all right. They just allowed a kid to get, who weighs like 100 pounds to get 50 yards, with a rifle. It's not a big deal, man. They just had an off day. It's okay. I mean, all of this is just, it's demoralizing. And the worry is that something does happen and it gets blamed on Iran, and maybe they did it, maybe they didn't, but either way, it's horrible. It's horrible, 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 horrible. And it's really hard to even speculate on this stuff, on what's going to happen, but it just seems like they're prepping everyone, and it's Iran is trying to kill Trump. Iran is hacking Trump. It's all Iran, 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 Iran. They want us to know it's all Iran. So what's going to be happening next? Why are they hacking Trump exactly? It's like they're trying to prep us for something. Minnesota poll, I saw this. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's honestly what I expected. Harris +6. I mean, you could argue it's decent news for Trump because everyone, I remember when Harris took over and there was Minnesota polls that had Harris +10 and everyone was like, oh my God, it's 2020 again. Well, no, I think Harris is going to win by Minnesota by probably 4 or 5, honestly, maybe even less, but +6 is it's understandable. Trump is meeting again with Zelensky tomorrow at Trump Tower. I think Zelensky realizes that Trump is the favorite right now, and he's already started dialogue. They've already met once, or they had a phone call or something. Now it's happening again, and this is very encouraging. I know there's a lot of Republicans that hate Zelensky. Why would Trump be meeting with him? Well, this is good. Get the dialogue going for a potential peace agreement. And liberals were trying to make it out like, oh, Zelensky hates Trump. Well, then why is he meeting with him? It's obvious he's trying to play ball with him. And this just goes to this just lends more credence to the assertion that Donald Trump can end the war if he's able to meet with Zelensky. That was the whole issue. It's like, oh, Zelensky hates Trump and it's never going to happen. Well, no, they're meeting now. This is the second time. So it just goes to show you that Trump can end this war. We know he can talk to Putin. He's talking to Zelensky. There's going to be obviously a lot of details to be worked out, but this is good dialogue. And it's not just Zelensky. There's a number of foreign leaders now that want to meet with Trump because they think that Trump is going to win. And they've been told by people, within their governments that Trump's very likely going to win as long as he survives to the election. And so that's that's what's happening with all these polls and things like that. I mean, you know how bad it's gotten for liberals. We got a poll today that had Kamala winning men by 1 point, and they're like celebrating it like it's this big thing. I mean, it's all fake. It's all bullshit. It's complete crap. It's not going to happen. Trump is a big favorite in this election. Obviously, everyone has to vote. But here you can see Zelensky meeting with Trump. Trump announcing that he's going to be meeting with Zelensky, talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, bringing an end to it. And that's just kind of the whole idea behind that. And it is good. And then here you can see this. Here we go. Try killing Trump. Blame Iran. We're all fucked. And so, yeah, that's what could end up happening here in terms of this. I actually did tweet that out because it's just, it's terrible. I mean, you've got Trump that tweeted out big threats on his life by Iran the entire year. I mean, he tweeted that out before it was reported that those missiles were discovered. I don't know when this was. I think this was today. Yeah, this was this afternoon. This tweeted out reports stating that 9 surface-to-air missiles entering the United States through New Mexico border port of entry. So all of this is very scary. And you hope really nothing ends up happening, and maybe nothing will happen, right? Because it's like, what are we supposed to do? Just speculate on it? It's not like we really know any of the details of any of this shit. You just have to speculate. But like the idea that Iran would do this without any help and they would just target Trump, it's like they're setting everyone up. Oh, Iran is they hate Trump so much, they hacked his campaign. Of course they would kill him. Like, they're trying to set it up like that. And the sad thing is, like, there's so many people that are just, you don't want to say politically ignorant, but they just follow the mainstream, and not even mainstream in terms of CNN, like mainstream in terms of like ABC morning talk shows, things like that. And you just know if something happened and they blamed Iran, all those people would just believe it was Iran and we're going to have to move on. And you know how that's exactly how it would work. And although I don't know, man, I don't know if any of that shit flies now, like the obvious conspiracies. I mean, Epstein didn't fly. Everyone knew that, how ridiculous the idea that was. So I don't know, maybe because we have the internet now, the people are not going to accept the official stories on this stuff. I mean, I hope nothing happens to Trump, obviously. I'm just saying it seems like they're prepping us for something with Iran. It's every day, something with Iran. Iran hates Trump. Iran hacks Trump. Iran's trying to kill Trump. Iran. And even Trump is tweeting out now that Iran, I mean, this is just not healthy. And we don't want anything to do with Iran. We don't want anything to do with war in the Middle East. I know people from Israel. I get it. I'm not from there. I just don't want any war there. I don't want anything to do with that. The Middle East is always a mess. There's always war. There's always fighting. There's no peace there. But now you've got this situation, and imagine something happens and they do blame Iran, and then, oh boy, now you've got a bunch of Republicans. Well, I don't know if Republicans would buy that. That's the other interesting thing to think about. Would Republicans buy an official story if they said, well, it was Iran, when you've got all these liberals who, I mean, we've never seen political, violence endorsed by a party since, I mean, liberals do want Donald Trump to be killed. I mean, this is not me being, oh, you're over dramatic. No, that's, I mean, and listen, you can understand a lot of these people do think Donald Trump is Hitler or he's going to kill the democracy. And they do genuinely believe that. So if that is the case, that's exactly why the whole 2020 thing is such a bullshit. It's like they hate Donald Trump. There's polls that they would be fine with him getting killed, but they would never cheat. How dare you question their integrity like that? They only want him to be killed, but no, he can be killed, but they draw the line at cheating. That's where they draw the line. It's like, I think one's a little bit worse than the other, right? But it just goes to show how ridiculous 2020 was when they clutched their pearls that people accused them of cheating. But no, they want him killed. But no, they didn't cheat though. They would never cheat against Trump. They only want him killed. They would never cheat. Just complete bullshit. But listen, this is good. Foreign leaders seek meetings with Trump, and the whole world knows. I think people know that Trump's probably going to win this. And so they're meeting with him, and it is good news. But we got to be careful of this Iran stuff, because there's just so many reports now. I have to do a video on it. I don't know. Either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.